Hi guys. Юу гинэ? Өнөөдөр каст баг явахгүй юм шиг байна штэ. Hello. Ягаад вэ гэхээр 5:30-аас 7:30 хүртэл улс даяараа юм шүү. Тог тасран гэж юм. Тийм л юм байна да. Яг уу их үгээл байж юм да. Хэдүүл 5:30 хүртэл баг тоглолтуудынхаа драфтууд руу н ороод тэгээл имерхүүл юм болох нь дээ.
That one.
Хорой оны мэдээ. Үнэн л гэдсэн штэ. Ой тэр нэгээд үнэн юм худлаа мó. Юу вэ? Яг бодит үнэн нэг хаана байна?
That does set a better tone for Team Spirit
Үнэн юм
coming
худлаа
in,
юм
but
уу?
you have to remember Quest has played more games. They've played free-to-play-ins, and that normally gives a team an advantage
Oi.
because that gives them their warm-up period. So Team Spirit, we've seen them go off to slower starts, but again, all things considered, a 2-0 is not too bad to kick things off here in the groups.
No, it certainly isn't, Jonathan. We are going to get into Game 1 draft very soon. But before we switch over the cameras to the drafting screen, can I just say as well, because you picked on me yesterday, and I wanted the chance to pick back on you. You said to me, I'm underdressed. You made fun of my haircut. You made fun of my beard. You said I looked like I was casting from a bedroom, which theoretically I suppose I am. Now who's underdressed, Jonathan? I've combed my hair. I put wax and gel and everything else.
Нэр юм уу? Нэрээ 22 онох юм уу? Би болохоор тог тасрна гэж одоо та хэд драфтыг нь харуулчаа тэгээд дуусгах гээд байгаа шүү.
I could always just lie down right now if you want me to. You can go solo cast. I've got the bed. You do look better. You do look better. But when you know what looks better than you.
Тэр постныхоо линкийг өгчөөч харъя л да. Ер нь ямар юмнаас мэдээлэл аваад тог тасрна гэж явчих.
Thank you for backing me up here. Quest going off with the bans on the Bat Rider and the IO. Nothing too surprising. We've seen a lot more of the IO Lush come back in here. Team Spirit taking care of the Undying, wondering if they still prioritize some of the more annoying supports or maybe an off-laner like could be one of those heroes. Feels like Brood is still a first phase ban. If not banned, then one of the teams will pick it up for sure. So it's down to Spirit whether or not they want to deal with a Brood. And they might have
find
to.
out. Yeah, Darkseer banned out. Do they want the Brood Mother themselves, Quest? The answer is no. They'd rather the Rubik to come out first, which Rubik has been very popular as of late. Obviously, this hero is basically very dependent on other heroes being really good. You know, it turns out other heroes are pretty damn good at the moment, so Rubik does get picked up once again.
Yeah, feels pretty damn good in lane as well. I think it's normally very hard to trade up against a Rubik plus the off lane. Something like Rubik Tide, Rubik Doom, even Rubik Beastmaster can be really strong. So it's highly oppressive for the enemy safe lane. Of course, there's always the off chance to get a Rubik mid, but outside of Kiyotaka, we haven't seen that too often, so probably not going to get that. As Team Spirit can pick up the silencer. Yes, Mike?
I know I already said this like on day 1 of the Riyadh Masters, but when Rubik first came out in Dota All-Stars, let me tell you, John, like I know people like to say Monkey King was the most busted hero when it first dropped. I've got to tell you, for the people out there that played Dota All-Stars and were there when Rubik first got introduced, holy crap, this was a broken hero. It was ridiculous. If I remember correctly, it used the same Gambler, did it not?
Яг уу, YouTube байгаа л да.
Different. I can't remember now. That was a long time ago, that one. But I'm just saying, Rubik when it first came out, my god, you could not tell what the hell was happening. Speaking of not being able to tell what's happening, Primal Beast is here now.
Яах хэвтэй юм бол.
Primal Beast is
Явж л байх
it's
хэвтэй
been
юм болоо.
on the rise. It's felt pretty oppressive.
Хэрвээ явж л байх хэвтэй бол чинээр хэлэхгүй. Энэ дээрээ шууд явчих юм аа. За. Та драфт харж бид тэгвэл юмнуудаа бэлдээдэг юм.
Onslaught and trample in. Global sounds won't matter too much, although pulverize is still pivotal for the Primal Beast to have a lot of space. Team Spirit with our own Mars pickup, just setting up for some comfort here for collapse. Really big team fights coming out with Global Sounds and Arena, and can kind of build up on that foundation of Mars really well. I would say I do prefer what Quest has to open up with. It's hard to discount the collapse Mars, of course, but it just feels easier to play a Primal Beast game. You know, it doesn't need too much farm. You can go for your Vanguard early on for early durability. You're probably going to need a BKB here, but beyond that, you're going to be pretty happy. You don't have to worry about the Rubik on the enemy team as well, trying to steal Pulverize. So the opening Rubik does make sense here for the side of Quest, and with both sides picking off lanes, it's very likely Broodmother actually gets ignored here.
I mean, that's fair. It still could be a mid-Primal Beast as well from Quest, I would argue. In fact, I say mid-Primal Beast, we actually saw mid-Mars coming out from, I believe it was 9 last night in day 3 game. So I do agree that they should be in the offlane. You never know. I'd argue the Primal Beast maybe a little bit more likely to be in the mid lane than say the Mars. But again, we saw the Mars mid yesterday from 9, which did look very, very good. There's your Storm Spirit ban out from Quest. So Quest do seem to believe it is going to be the standard offlane Mars and just ban the Spirit Brothers out. I'm sure the next ban will be Earth Spirit from Quest Esports because you know he's such a great mid laner.
Mike. Yep. Very, very funny. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Give it a month.
Can we just have the other spirits become like supports then? Because that would make it fair. If the other Spirit Brothers were all supports, then I would be happy.
I mean, you're acting like they can't be.
Yeah, but yeah,
Pause for Storm. Pause for numbers was a thing. A dead team. A dead team. It's gone. But there was some magic.
There was.
За төрүүлж байгаа guys.
We've seen a lot of snap mids. It's just really hard to get some early spikes. It plays really well with early engagements with the kisses, and then the universal type with your level 20 talent. So it's been a pretty high priority ban, and mid for a lot of teams. Laurel in particular has been running for a bit. His mid pool has been a little bit more limited in comparison. Just basically a Lesh, Puck, and Snap coming out from him, at least in this group stage here for Riyadh Masters. So just taking away the comfort in the Spirit Brothers, taking away the busted Snap, and the side of Team Spirit focusing much more on the EA2000, Jug, Void, and Naga all out the picture. Something like PL could still slide in if they really wanted an Elu type here. For Quest, we haven't seen too much PL in this tournament either. Although TA2000 has run it a couple of times. There's stuff like, I suppose, an Ursa down the line for Quest. They wanted that. The matchup against Mars is a little bit more awkward, very kiteable. The Ursa is, but you do enjoy going up against tanky heroes. So if you can just pin down the Mars in lane, then it can be an easy rundown lane as well. If you time your spell usage right there in the Ursa.
That could be. Team Spirit. They're still thinking about this third pick. Should just be a support pickup at least for now. And they are going to go for the Shadow Demon, which has been popular as of late to say the least. See, Shadow Demon Disruption save always going to be pretty damn good, but the laning stage I think is more what you're picking up Shadow Demon for these days, just the Shadow Poison. Such a dominant spell, a laning ability to have on your side of things, and always going to feel really good. But you do have great saves here, right? Against the Primal Beast, you can disrupt during the Pulverize, or even against the Rubik, just disrupt during the Telekinesis. Mind you, when you pick heroes like this, you are giving those spells back.
За хэдүүлээ аль тоглолтыг үзэхгүй үзэл байж драфтнуудыг харж мараад байжлаа. Нэг комент уншаадах. Хуучтай 2022 папарацци ходууд YouTube байгаа мó баяа шүү. Аль тоглолтын кастыг чинь харин мэдэхгүй л байна. Микрофон зүгээр байна уу? Одоо зүгээр байгаа сте. одоо зүгээр байгаа гэж хэлээч.
Is terrible. You can stand further back, although again in lane you're tied into your metamorphosis, which can be a little bit trickier. They'll just go for the PL. So into the PL they go. Again, not the most popular, but we have seen it slip by every now and again. And TA 2000 has played quite a fair bit of the PL. There is some clear on Team Spirit, but as the game goes on, the Morris doesn't necessarily deal with the illusion spam all that well. Like once you hit a hard timing here on TA 2000, you're pretty happy. Ags build up.
Би өөрийгөө сонсоод гадах.
Well, if you want to lean that way for TA 2000, and you don't care too much about disruption, you can always kind of just dance around as well. Your illusions being stolen aren't the worst thing in the world.
Биш үү тий нэг л сонирм байх тий.
Coming out, you have a lot of early aggression as you last time we saw the end. You're seeing a move away from impetus. It's just all about enchant and healing. And that means trading with the ench is not going to feel comfy. Even if you manage to land multiple shadow poison stacks.
Арай дэрцсэн бах уу.
Comes back in.
Yeah, I think the new, I don't want to say new skill build because this has been like you tend to rotate skill builds a little bit as the time goes on with Dota 2, but I do like this style of skill build as well because with impetus you are kind of locked.
Тэгээ тоглолтод бөөнөрөө нэг харч идөө ямар тоглолт вэ юм.
Stage you run out of mana, you're gonna need some regen, blah. A little bit different when it comes to the WE build on the end. I think it's just much more.
Extreme LGD гэж энэ. За хоёр хужааг үзэхгүй. 9 panda өвжи гэж энд ажгүй байж болно. Quest Spirit. Энэ quest нь баг зодно л гэж орж ирээд их юм. Үгүй шүү дээ. Quest Spirit гоё байж болно шүү дээ. EG Gaming 2-ыг үзэх шаардлага байгаа мó. 9 panda өвжи. Asquel Quest Spirit. Энэ хоёрын нэгийг нь үзье л гэж бодож байна да.
You've got Mars, which is nice. You've got global silence.
Алийг үзэх үү?
Overall though, late game PO is still going to be
За энэ драфтыг хараадах юм. Юу ч гэсэн quest-ийн Rubik-ээр драфт эхэлж байгаа юм байна. Нөгөө талдаа Silencer-тэй Mars гэж байна. Shadow Demon-тэй, Bloodseeker-тэй, Pillage орж ирсэн. Хоёр талынхын драфтыг харж байгаа алиг нь үзгээ шийдээ за. Би тэгвэл сая яах байсан шүү дээ. Өөш. Би тэгвэл Riad Master гэж балаа янз янзын бичиж эхлэх байсан шүү дээ. Something slippery like the puck or wap here for Quest to deal with, so that is likely to be their next Dream Coil kind of messes up with a Phantom Lancer and how he wants to dance. Should just be a straightforward puck ban for them. For Team Spirit, or what New might want to run down mid. He's got a few options available if they're worried, although I don't see anything that really pops out. Tiny with a fast blink. Нөгөө тоглолтууд нь хаана байна? Helps you take care of the back line. You can just try to hunt the silencer or Quest Spirit OG. Somehow and there's the tiny ban. Is 9 panda. Pretty annoying here. Less rack instead. Just ensuring a smooth time and not too much illusion burn. I think the энэ дотор л явж явах хэрэгтэй давхар. Final ban to come. Team Spirit will ban up maybe just the mid laners here of Quest Esports, unless again they just assume it's a problem. It still could be. Flex is there at least for Esports. You know, if these last picks turn out the final ban. Энэ Орс байгаа гэх юм. They are going to have the first last pick to make the ban up. Maybe have the mid laners here of Quest Esports. The puck was banned out by Team Spirit. Quest Esports, where do they want to go? Like, it does feel like you want to mid that. Unless again, it is going to be the mid primal beast, which it still could be. I don't mind that, right? Because the Tide's just going to naturally do better played against the Shadow Demon Bloodseeker combo. I would argue, compared to say the primal beast who needs to try and the Tide Hunter just has Kraken.
It's one of his most played heroes, and I feel like it's just
За энэ драфт юу болж байна? Алхимист авчиж нөгөө талдаа ити нагагаар эхэлсэн. Райдер, Oracle, Doom, таталтай SP, Offline SP. Sebastian Debs итиг авцсан байгаа маань. Хацаадах юм. Энийний драфт бол үзэхэд гоё л драфт байна. Хоёр талтай. Win.com дээрээс илүү дутуу юм гаргаадах юм одоох нь. Дотоогоо гаргачих. Steam гаргачих. Facebook юмнуудаа гаргачих. Тэгээд нэг рефреш хийчих. За би стрим шинжилчихье дөө. Real Masters гэж бичиж тэгж яагаад орж ирэх. Тэгэхгүй бол тэнийг юм байна. Ер нь бодоодсэн чинь. За түр бай. Байж байгаа туцаа болсон.